Bismillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. Let's begin lesson number 13. Okay, so what do you see in lesson number 13? What do you think it's about? It's basically a review of the present tense that we have learned so far. So here we have al-mufradu, that means singular, and al-jam'u, plural. Al-ghaibu, that means third person, the one who is not physically there. So that's called al-ghaib. Al-mukhatabu, the one that we talk to, and al-mutakallim is the one who talks. Okay, now can you see here al-mukhatabu, ta has fatha, and the last one, as we can see here, has dhamma. So the last one will be always with dhamma or dhammatain. We know that if we have al, then it will be dhamma, and if we don't have al, it will be mukhatabun, right? It will be tanween. Al-mukhatabu and al-mutakallimu. So do you see any difference between these two? Al-mukhatab wa al-mutakallim. What's the difference? The second last letter, the one that is before the last letter, for example, we have ta here, and here we have lam. So ta has fatha and lam has kasra, right? We basically, in this kind of writing, they put kasra right under the tashdid, whereas sometimes you will find kasra under the word as well. So when a word starts with dhamma, for example, mu, as we can see here, starts with mu, dhamma, also mu, dhamma. And the second last, if it has fatha, that means it is the object. And if it has kasra, that means it is the doer. So mukhatab is the one who is the second person. So it will be mukhatab will be the one who is being talked to. If we say mukhatib, that would mean the one who is talking. And mutakallim, the one who is talking. And if I say mutakallam, that means the one that I am talking to. So mukhatab means the maf'ul, the receiver of the action. And mutakallam will also mean the receiver of the action. But if we say mukhatib, that means the doer of the action, and mutakallim will also mean the doer of the action. So the more about it, inshallah, we will talk about this in the extended forms of the verb. But this is a brief introduction of how do we recognize the doer and the receiver. Did you get the idea?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So
If it is in the
yes.
second last letter, if it is in the form of fatha, then it is in the it is a maf'ul, the object, right?
Excellent.
If it is in the form of kasra, then it is the doer.
Doer, yes, yes. Okay. So if it is fatha, it will be the receiver, and if it is kasra, it will be the doer. Okay, now the word Muhammadun. Muhammadun, is it the doer or the receiver? Muhammadun.
Muhammadun is the
receiver. The receiver, okay?
Receiver.
So Muhammadun, the one who has been praised. So basically, the one who has been praised a lot, the one that is being praised a lot is called Muhammad. So that's why we say Muhammad, the one who is the receiver of the praise of the praise. So that's why we say Muhammad. If we say Muhammad, so Muhammad means the one who is praising Muhammad. Okay, so when we put kasra, it would mean the doer, and when we put fatha, it means the receiver. Yes, all right. So mutakallim means the one who is talking, and mutakallam means the one who is being talked to. Okay, now if I say muallim, what would that mean? Muallim, the teacher, yeah. And if I say muallam,
muallam is a receiver,
the student, yeah. Similarly, if I say mudarris, mudarris, teacher, and mudarras, student, yeah, excellent. So that's how we will inshallah proceed with the extended forms of the verb, and we will start them soon as well. So similarly here, as we can see here, Al-Mudhakkar, Al-Mudhakkaru. So is this the doer or the receiver?
Muzakkar is the receiver.
The receiver. Al-Mu'annathu,
And receiver.
the receiver. Excellent. So Al-Mudhakkar, the one that has been made as masculine, and Al-Mu'annath is the one that has been made as feminine. So that's why we say Al-Mudhakkar and Al-Mu'annath. Okay, so Al-Mudhakkaru, for example, Hamidun. So Hamidun is, of course, masculine. So if this is a nominal sentence, and we know that a nominal sentence starts with a noun, Hamidun is one person. So when we say Hamidun, the verb that we will use is yadhabu. Hamidun, yadhabu, and it will be translated as Hamid goes. But if we have the plural, if we have Hamidun or Aliyun wa Hashimun, now we have the subject, which is plural. So that's why the verb that we will have to use will also be plural. It will be yadhabuna. So Hamidun yadhabu and Hamidun wa Aliyun wa Hashimun yadhabuna. Similarly, we can say here huwa yadhabu and hum yadhabuna. Right? Huwa yadhabu and hum yadhabuna. Huwa means Hamid and hum means Hamid, Ali, and Hashim. Is it clear now?
Alhamdulillah.
It's basically the same that we did with the past tense, and it's the same idea, and goes on or carries on with the present tense. And if we have Aminatu, we know Amina is Mu'annath, so the verb that we have to use is also feminine as well. So we will say Aminatu tadhabu. Amina goes. Okay, so why we have to use the same verb? Can I say tadhabina, or can I use any other verb instead of tadhabu?
No, sir. Tadhabu is for the feminine.
Okay, so
Singular.
Aminatu tadhabu, yes. You see, because Aminatu tadhabu, it's a nominal sentence. It's al jumlatul ismiyatu. And we know that the nominal sentence, the subject and the predicate should be equal in number and gender. Number and gender. So Aminatu is feminine, and tadhabu is also used for feminine singular. So tadhabu will be the predicate and Aminatu will be the subject. Aminatu tadhabu. And if we have plural, Aminatu wa Maryamu wa Zainabu, it will be yadhabna.
Play with this one.
So as we can
Yalla,
see here,
quickly.
yadhabuna, there is waw extra, and for the plural for feminine, waw gets dropped and it becomes yadhabna. So this is how we can memorize it. Okay, so if I want to use the pronoun, I will say hiya tadhabu and hunna yadhabna. Yadhabna, right? So huwa yadhabu, hum yadhabuna, hiya tadhabu, and hunna yadhabna. So the ghaib, the third person, I believe it should be clear now, right?
Alhamdulillah. Yes, Ustad.
Okay, now we talk about the second person, al-mukhatabu. So anta tadhabu and antum tadhabuna. So here, as we can see here, we only have the pronoun. So anta tadhabu and antum tadhabuna. For singular tadhabu, and for feminine plural, it will be tadhabuna. Whereas for the feminine, it will be, sorry, for the masculine plural will be tadhabuna. For the singular feminine, it is anti tadhabina and antunna tadhabna. Antunna tadhabna. So do you see the difference here? Yadhabuna, yadhabna, tadhabuna, tadhabna. So for the third person, for the ghaib, it is yadhabuna and yadhabna starts with ya. And for the second person, it starts with tadhabuna and tadhabna, it starts with ta. Okay, and here we know that when we say Aminatu tadhabu and anta tadhabu, both of them are the same, but we will come to know about from the context, like whether we are talking to the person who is in front of us or whether we are talking about the person who is not physically there. For example, when we say Aminatu tadhabu, would that mean that Amina is here in front of us? No, Amina is somewhere, maybe in the kitchen, maybe in the market, maybe somewhere else, in the madrasa, in the school. So when we say Aminatu tadhabu, that means she is someone who is not here, or she's not talking directly. But when we say anta tadhabu, that means I am talking to someone who is in front of me. al-mukhatab, the one that I am talking to. Similarly, for the feminine, similarly, we will say anti tadhabina, and this is a completely different form of the verb which ends on the pattern of ina, and I believe inshallah it should be easy to memorize. Anti tadhabina and antunna tadhabna. Whereas al-mutakallim is easier. Ana adhabu and nahnu nadhabu. As we can see here, ana starts with hamza and adhabu also starts with hamza. Nahnu starts with noon and nadhabu also starts with noon. So we can relate it as well. Ana adhabu and nahnu nadhabu. So the four verbs, do you remember the four basic verbs? The names of the abwab, do you remember those? Nasara? Nasara? Yansuru. Daraba?
Sam
Daraba?
yadribu,
Yadribu. Fataha? Yaftahu.
يفته.
And Samia?
yasma'u.
Yasma'u. Okay, so based on this chart, you can just practice as many verbs as you want to, and inshallah, it will be easier. And now, inshallah, when you are reciting the Quran, you can relate to many verbs because the verbs are used like extensively in the Quran, and the verbs will be either past or present, of course. And then the next stage will be, inshallah, we will figure out whether the verb is ma'lum or majhul, yani is it active or passive. As of now, we are focusing only on the active, and inshallah in the next lessons, in the coming lessons, we will also focus on the passive as well. All right, so now straight away we'll move on to the exercises. Akmil, and if we continue, we will say أكمل الجمل الآتية بوضع الفعل ذهب في المضارع بعد إسناده إلى الضمير المناسب. So we have to fill in the blanks with the verb ذهب. So we have to use only ذهب in the present tense. مضارع means present, with isnad to the suitable pronouns. The form, yani the forms of the suitable pronouns. All right, so let's begin with sentence number 1. Yes, so we have to use the forms of dhahaba, which means yadhabu. So we have to use the present tense of dhahaba, that is yadhabu, tadhabu, adhabu, nadhabu. It depends like which one we have to use. All right, so please, number 1.
في أي ساعة تذهبين إلى الجامعة يا عائشة؟
يا
Because of
عائشة. Excellent. في أي ساعة تذهبين إلى الجامعة يا عائشة? Because the مخاطب is Aisha, and that's why we have to use تذهبين. All right, number 2. الطلاب
يلعبون
يذهبون. Yeah, we will use only the forms of the verb ذهب. So based on the instructions, يلعبون is also okay. However, as per the instructions, we will say الطلاب يذهبون إلى الملعب بعد الدرس. The students go to the playground after the lesson. Mal'ab is on the pattern of
مفعل.
maf'al. That means the place where we do or we perform some activity, like madkhal, like makhraj, like mal'ab. All right. Ana
أذهب إلى السوق يوم الجمعة فقط.
faqat. Okay. I go to the market only on Fridays. Okay, only on Friday. Okay. يوم الجمعة. Why it is yawma? Why it has fatha?
It is a particular day.
No, because it is maf'ul fihi. Yani maf'ul fihi means when we talk about the time, whether it is like day or month or year or hour or second, then it will be mansub. That is called maf'ul fihi. Maf'ul fihi. We discussed this in this lesson yesterday. Okay. متى لزيارة المدير يا إخوان؟
تذهبون
تذهبون لزيارة المدير يا إخوان. So when will you go to visit the manager, oh brothers? All right, number 5.
أمي
تذهبن إلى المستشفى كل يوم لأنها مريضة.
أمي
تذهب
تذهب
تذهب. أمي تذهب. يعني هي تذهب. So أمي تذهب, because she, أمي means like the third
One
person.
mother.
Yeah, so أمي, my mother, تذهب إلى المستشفى كل يوم لأنها مريضة because she is sick. So my mother goes to the hospital every day because she is sick. لأن. Do you remember anything about لأن?
Because, sir.
Yeah, because, okay. It is from the family of
إن
Inna.
Inna.
Yalla, finish.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. So inna, and then we have anna, and also we have li'anna. Li'anna means because. Okay, so do you remember the verbs that we have, oh, sorry, the nouns that we have learned from the family of inna? We have learned inna,
Inna la'alla
la'alla, excellent. Lakinna,
لأن
li'anna. Okay, so inna, anna, lakinna, la'alla. All right. Next, number 6.
No.
أتذهبن
أتذهبن
مكتبة كل مساء يا بنات.
أتذهبنا, right? أتذهبنا إلى المكتبة كل مساء يا بناتي. Oh, my daughters, do you go to the library every evening? Okay. لما لا
لما
تذهب إلى المطالب معنا يا
يا
عباس.
عباس. لما لا تذهب إلى المطار معنا يا عباس? Why don't you come with us to the airport, oh Abbas? Okay. تذهب. Why it is تذهب? Because of يا Abbas, the مخاطب, the second person. Okay. نحن
نذهب
should be easier. نحن نذهب
nadhhabu
إلى الجامعة بسيارة الأجرة. So we go to the airport by
rental
taxi or by a rental car. Okay. نحن نذهب. Okay. أبي
يذهب
يذهب. Excellent. يذهب إلى المصنع في الساعة العاشرة. My father goes to the industry,
factory.
to the factory, yes, at 10 o'clock. Okay. Now, الساعة العاشرة, it is مجرور. Why it is مجرور?
Because of fee.
Because of fee. Okay, if we remove fee, then what will be the i'rab of الساعة العاشرة?
الساعة
مفعول فيه.
Yeah, it will be مفعول فيه. So أبي يذهب إلى المصنع الساعة العاشرة. My father goes to the factory at 10 o'clock. So when we have fee, then there is no escape. We have to put kasra here. But if there is no fee, then it will be always mansoob with fatha. Akhawati, my sisters,
yadhhabna
يذهبن إلى المدرسة
madrasati
بالحافلة. My sisters go to the school by bus. أخواتي يذهبن. ما شاء الله. Okay. Number 2, أكمل الجمل الآتية بوضع فعل مضارع مناسب في الفراغ. Now we have to complete or fill in the blanks by suitable or with suitable verbs in the present form, al-mudari'. Okay, so now we can use according to the sentence or according to the context, and we don't have to use the forms of ذهب يذهب anymore. Okay. اللغة العربية يا سيدي.
أتعرف
تعرف
أتعرف اللغة العربية يا سيدي. So do you know, dear, do you know Arabic language? Yeah. Or sir, do you know Arabic language? أتعرف. أتدرس is also okay.
tadrusu
Yeah, أتدرس اللغة العربية يا سيدي. Okay. All right. Next, number 2. نحن
nal'abu kurratal qadami kulla masai.
كل مساء.
We play
Excellent. We play football every evening.
every
نحن نلعب. Very good. Okay. أفي مهاجر الجامعة يا إخوان.
يسكنون
إخوان يا إخوان.
أو
تسكن
تسكنون
تسكنون because of يا. Yeah. أفي مهاجر الجامعة تسكنون يا إخوان. Do you live in the hostels of the university, or brothers? So ya means مخاطب, the second person. Okay, at-tujjaru is the third person.
يفتحون
يفتحون يا يفتحون دكاكينهم في الساعة التاسعة. The merchants open their shops at 9 o'clock. Okay. التجار يفتحون. المدرس الدرس على السبورة.
يكتب المدرس الدرس على السبورة. The teacher writes the lesson on the
board. Yeah,
on the board.
Okay, excellent. يكتب المدرس. Okay. Mudarris, you see here, mudarris, the second last has kasra. So that means it starts with nu, mim, and then the second last has kasra. So that means it is the doer.
Yeah.
Okay. Akhawatu Hamzata, the sisters of Hamza.
يدرسنا بالجامعة.
Biljamiati. Yadrusna biljamiati. Sisters of Hamza study in a university or in the university. Okay. Ana al-Qur'ana kulla sabahin. أنا أقرأ القرآن كل صباح.
I read Quran every morning.
Yes, I recite Quran every morning, or I read Quran every morning. Okay. في أي محطة نزل ينزل, and يا سيدي for يا سيدي you say تنزل يا سيدي. Yes.
يا سيدي.
Yes. في أي محطة تنزل يا سيدي.
In which station?
Yes, please translate.
No, in which station you're getting down?
Yes.
Oh, Sayyid.
Oh dear, or oh sir. Yeah. Okay. أختي ثلاثة لغات.
تعرف.
تعرف. Okay. أختي تعرف ثلاثة لغات. My sister knows 3 languages. Okay. من أي إذاعة الأخبار يا فتيات؟ تسمعنا. تسمعنا الأخبار يا فتيات. From which radio station do you listen to the news? Oh, girls or oh, daughters. Okay. Okay, fatatun, and the plural is fatayatun. What about fatan? What's the plural of fatan? Fityatun. Excellent. Yes, fityatun. All right. صحح الجمل الآتية. Correct the following sentences. Okay, so sahih is also on the pattern of akmil, adkhil, sahih. So it's basically the same pattern. No, sorry, it's different. No, it's different. Sahih, so this is on the pattern of taf'il. Sahih al-jamal al-atiyata, correct the following sentences. Okay, so who is going to correct sentence number 1?
يا مريم تعرفين رقم هاتف المديرة.
Okay, يا مريم
تعرفين رقم هاتف المديرة. Oh Maryam, do you know the telephone number of the manager?
Of the manager, okay. أتعرفين, because Maryam, for Maryam we will use تعرفين. And if we have Bilal, so we will say Ya Bilalu, Atarifu, then it will be as it is. Okay. يدخلون الطلاب الفصل قبل دخول المدرس.
يدخل طلاب الفصل قبل دخول المدرس, because it is a verbal sentence. It's a singular one.
Yes, so we have to start with a singular verb, which is the first form of the verb, يدخل. يدخل الطلاب الفصل, because الطلاب is apparent noun, and when the noun is apparent and when it is the file, the doer, then the verb has to be singular only. So يدخل الطلاب الفصل قبل دخول المدرس. What if there is only one student? الطالب.
Audible.
Still the same.
يدخل
يدخل
الطالب. And
Same.
what if there are two students? الطالبان.
يدخل the same.
يدخل الطالبان الفصل قبل دخول المدرس. Before the entry of the teacher, or before the teacher enters the classroom, the students enter the classroom. الطبيبات يخرجون من المستشفى في الساعة الواحدة.
طبيبات
يخرجنا.
يخرجنا, yes. So what we have to do, we have to drop wow and the letter that is before wow, it will become sakin. So it is يخرجنا من المستشفى في الساعة الواحدة. All right, number 4. يجلسن الطالبات الجدد في الصف الأخير. The new students, the new female students sit in the last row of the class, or in the last row.
تجلس
تجلس الطالبات الجدد في الصف الأخير.
تجلس, are you sure?
تجلس
تجلس is the fourth form, yeah? So يجلس is the first one and تجلس is the fourth one. تجلس الطالبات الجدد في الصف الأخير. What about طالبتان?
تجلس
We will use for the dual, we will use تجلس, and for the singular طالبة, we will also use the singular verb, which is تجلس. So it will be تجلس الطالبة وتجلس الطالبتان وتجلس الطالبات الجدد في الصف الأخير. ما شاء الله. أين تذهبن يا إخوان؟ تذهبن؟ تذهبون يا إخوان. Yes, تذهبون يا إخوان. Where are you going to? Oh, my brothers. أختي يدرس في المدرسة الثانوية. أختي تدرس في المدرسة الثانوية. In the secondary school. My sister studies in the secondary school. ماذا تكتبون يا بناتي؟
ماذا تكتبن يا بناتي؟
ماذا تكتبن يا بناتي؟
What are you writing? Oh, my daughters.
Oh, my daughters, okay. ماذا تأكلين يا عباس؟
ماذا
تأكل يا عباس.
Yes, ماذا تأكل يا عباس? What are you eating? Oh, عباس. نحن أشرب القهوة كل صباح.
نشرب
نشرب القهوة كل صباح.
we drink.
نحن نشرب. سترجع أبي من الرياض في الأسبوع القادم. سيرجع أبي من الرياض في الأسبوع القادم. So my father will return from Riyadh the next week or the coming week. Okay, now تأمل ما يلي. Read and remember or reflect on the following. So يذهب, as we know that ya is حرف المضارعة, as we have discussed earlier, that there are 4 signs or there are 4 forms that are used for the present tense. What are those? Ya, ta, yata, hamza, and noon. Yeah. So if we go by the sequence, it will be yata, hamza, and noon. So these are the signs of mudari'. So ya is harf al-mudari'ah, and dhahaba we know is the tense, is the verb, and damirun mustatirun, and the damir is mustatir. The pronoun is hidden inside. Yeah, so we know that the first form of the verb, as we discussed, and the fourth one, the pronoun will be hidden. That was for the past tense, but let's see what do we have for the present tense. So yadhabu, ya is harf al-mudara', and then dhahaba is the verb, and then the pronoun is hidden. Yadhabuna, so ya will be similarly harf al-mudara', and dhahaba is the verb. Waw is basically the fa'il. So the doer is waw, yadhabuna, and noon is alamatul rafi'i. So when we say yadhabuna, we will say that the noun is, the verb is marfu'. We have discussed earlier that the verb will be marfu'. The verb, it can be mansub, and it will be majzoom. So the verb will also be marfu, mansub, and majzoom. Whereas noun is marfu, we know that, and it is mansub, and it is
مجرور.
majroor. Yeah. So Muhammadun, Muhammadan, Muhammadin. So the noun will be marfu, mansub, and majroor. Similarly, the verb will be marfu, and of course, marfu, the sign, the symbol for the sign of marfu is dhamma, but for the plural, the sign is una, as we have learned earlier. So yadhabuna, waw is the doer, and noon is alamatul rafi'. And when we talk about what is that? Mansub, what happens by that time? In Mansub, inshallah, we will learn that this Dhamma changes into Fatha. We know that Fatha is the sign of Mansub. So it will be Yadhaba. And why it changes into Fatha, why it becomes Mansub? Of course, there has to be a reason for a noun to be Mansub or Majroor, or Mansub and Majzoom. So it will be Yadhaba, and it will be majzoom. Majzoom means that the last haraka will be dropped. It becomes sakin, as we say jazm, and then we say majzoom. So it will be yadhhab. It will be yadhhab. So inshallah, we will learn about this, like when it becomes mansub and when it becomes
مجزوم.
majzoom. Yes. What is it? Okay. Yadhabu, yadhabuna, and then we have tadhabu. Ta is harf al-mudara'a. Dhahaba is, as we know, the verb, and then damirun mustatirun. The pronoun is hidden as well. Mustatirun. Okay, is it the doer or the receiver? The word mustatirun.
It's the doer.
The doer, right? As of now, we have to only recognize when we have mu in the beginning, like meme, and which has dhamma, and then the second last letter, if it has fatha, then it is object, it's the receiver. And when it has kasra, then it's the doer. So damirun mustatirun, the hidden pronoun. Okay, yadhabna, ya again, harf al-mudara'a. Dhahaba is the verb, and noon is the fa'il, the doer. So in yadhabna, noon basically is the doer, the fa'il. Tadhabu, the same here. Ta is harf al-mudara, dhahaba is the verb, and damirun mustatirun. So tadhabu also has the damir, or the pronoun, is hidden inside as well. However, after tadhabu, the object, the noun that follows it will be mansub. Okay, that will be mansub. So if we see after tadhabu, the noun is marfu and it has dhamma, that means we have used the fourth form of the verb. But if the noun after tadhabu has fatha, is mansub, that means we have used the third form, of the sixth form of the verb, tadhabu.
So
But here,
can you repeat this point?
yeah, and tadhabu, as we can see here, there is nothing extra here. And also here, tadhabu, there is nothing extra here, right? Because if there is something extra, that means the doer is that extra harf is the doer. So when we don't have any extra harf over there, that means the doer is mustatir, yani the doer is hidden. So how will we know that tadhabu, after tadhabu, is here used as the fourth form of the verb or the sixth form of the verb? Okay, now we should also know that the noun will come after the first form of the verb. It will be mansub, it will be marfu. For example, yadhabu at-talibu, yadhabu at-talibu. And when we say at-talibatu, we will say tadhabu at-talibatu, tadhabu at-talibatu. After that, the forms of the verbs that we have, the noun will always be mansub. The noun will always be mansub. It will not be.
Yes.
It will not be.
Marfu.
Yes,
It will
marfu.
not be marfu because
not be
it will
marfu.
be only marfu in first and sixth form.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So, for example, we say nasara. We have yansuru. We say yansuru Bilalun Hamidan. Yansuru Bilalun Hamidan. So the translation will be Bilal
Helped Hamid.
Hamid
Helps
helps.
Hamid.
Yeah. And if we want to say that Fatima helps Zainab, so we will say Tansuru Fatimatu Zainaba. Tansuru Fatimatu Zainaba. Fatima helps Zainab. So that means we are using only the first form of the verb and the fourth form of the verb. After that, whatever form of the verb we see, the noun after that will always be mansoob. It will not be marfu. All right. Tadhabuna. So tadhabu is clear now.
Yes, sir.
So in tadhabu, damir is also mustatir because we don't have any extra letter that we should say that it is the doer, it's the file. Okay, tadhabuna is easier. What is the doer here? Noon is the file and waw is the file and noon is alamatul rafa. So when we say tadhabuna, waw is basically the doer and noon is alamatul rafa. Tadhabina. Ta is harf al-mudara. We know dhahaba is the verb. Ya is the doer here now. Ya, the ya that we can see here after ba we have ya. So ya is the doer and noon is alamatul rafa. We might be thinking, or you might be thinking that this information is extra. We might not need it, but we will need it inshallah in the following lessons. So just go through it. And I think this information, most of it we already know about it. And this is where it has been explained in detail. تذهبنا, ta is harf al-mudari, and dhahaba is the verb, and noon is the file. So we have noon extra here, so that means noon is the file. Adhabu and nadhabu, again, we don't have anything extra here. There is no extra letter here. For example, we don't have adhabuna and nadhabuna. There is nothing extra over here. So that means that the damir is also mustatir here as well. The damir is also hidden. It is not apparent. In past tense, the pronoun was hidden only in two forms. It was hidden in the first form and it was hidden in the fourth form. However, in present, it's hidden in more than two forms. So basically, as we can see here, it's hidden in the first form, damir mustatir, and it's hidden in the fourth form, which is tadhabu. And then again, it is hidden in the sixth, I think, form. And then in the 13th and the 14th form, we will say that the doer is hidden. However, the noun that will come after that will always be mansoob. It will not be maftur, or it will not be the doer, because the noun after these will be the receiver of the action. It will not be the doer of the action. Any questions?
No, sir, clear, alhamdulillah.
Okay, so if I want to say, I help Bilal, so how will I translate it in English? In Arabic, I help Bilal.
Ansuru bilalan.
Ansuru Bilal.
Lan.
Lan, excellent. And if we want to say, we help Bilal. Nansuru Bilalan, we help Bilal. Okay. Now we can see that when we say Ansuru Bilalan and Nansuru Bilalan, I and we is hidden inside it. Okay. So I and we is hidden inside it. Okay, you help Bilal.
Tansuru or tansurina.
Tansur, no, we will not start with Tansurina. Can we?
You is anta.
Yeah, we will say Anti Tansurina Bilalan, yes. Wa Anta Tansuru Bilal. You help Bilal. Okay. He helps Bilal.
Here.
Yansuru
Bilal. Yansuru Bilalan. Okay. Because in Yansuru, Huwa is hidden already. Yeah. Mustatir means hidden. So Yansuru Bilalan, it will be Alatul. Okay. If we want to say Bilal helps.
Yansuru bilalun.
Yansuru Bilalan. Excellent. You see here now. So when we say Yansuru Bilalan, then it will be translated as he helps Bilal. But when we say Yansuru Bilalun, then it will be translated as Bilal helps. Okay. She helps Fatima.
Tansuru
Fatima. Or two.
Tan.
Yeah, Tansuru Fatima. She helps Fatima. Okay. If we say she helps. Or Fatima helps, I should say. Fatima helps.
And so Fatima too.
Fatima too.
Tansur Fatima too. Excellent. So inshallah, like this, if you practice writing some sentences every day, initially the translation part looks a little bit difficult, but inshallah then we will get used to it. So yadhabu, yadhabuna, tadhabu, yadhabna, tadhabu, tadhabuna, tadhabina, tadhabna, adhabu, and nadhabu. So we have learned inshallah these forms. The Sheikh did not mention the dual here, so we will also skip dual, and inshallah we will do that in the following lessons. And this part, most of it is easier. For example, yadhabu and tadhabu, we know that the dual is hidden. However, when we say anta tadhabu, also the damir is the dual is hidden, and adhabu and adhabu, also the dual is hidden inside it. But when we say I help, ansuru, then in English it will be basically translated as I help, and when we say nansuru, it will be we help. Okay, now Sarah Yansuru, what about fataha yaftahu? I open.
Aftahu.
Aftahu, I open the door.
Aftahu. Baban.
Al-baba. And we open. We open.
Naftah.
Naftahu, and we open the window.
Aftahu nafida.
An-nafidha ta, right? So after the first one and the after, like when we talk about adhabu and adhabu, aftahu and aftahu, the noun will always be mansub, and it will always come with fatha. And now inshallah, when you recite the Quran, you can relate to it, and you can find many examples over there. Al-kalimatu al-jadidatu, new words. Sayyaratul ujrati, rental car or a taxi. Safun, and the plural is sufufun. Safun, row, and sufufun, rows. Basically, it's like even in masjid we say sufuf.
Sufu.
Yes, and the Sheikh says, what does he say? Sawu sufufakum, and straighten your rows.
Rose.
Akhiran,
Last.
the last. All right. Alhamdulillah, we have completed our lesson, and most of the part was done by you. So slowly.
So
but
I have a
surely.
question.
Yes, sure.
In the first, we took the example of doer or the maful bihi or the file as someone where we can change the harakat, like Bilalun, Bilalan. How about the names that cannot be changed, like Taha? So if we say we say Yansuru Taha. So is it he helps Taha or Taha helped?
No, it's a very good question. It depends on the context. For example, you are talking about your brother, and you say that my brother helped Taha. So you will say Nasara Taha, he helped Taha. And if we say Taha helped my brothers, we will say Nasara Taha Akhi. So it will depend on the context. However, if we have two nouns and both of them are mabni, for example, we have the noun Isa and Musa, right?
Yes.
Both of them are mabni. So if we want to say one person helped the other person, for example, if I say Nasara Isa Musa, right? Nasara Isa Musa. Now both of them, Isa and Musa, both of them are mabni and they are not changeable. So how would I know who helped who?
The order?
The order, excellent. Yeah, the grammarians, they say that the doer will come first and then the receiver will come second.
Okay.
So when we say Nasara Isa Musa, that means Isa helped Musa. And when we say Nasara Musa Isa, then it will be translated as Musa helped Isa.
Okay.
Inshallah, and tomorrow we will start our lesson number 14, inshallah. Not tomorrow, we have like 3 days off, so you can take some good rest, inshallah, and we will meet on Sunday, and inshallah we will start on 7 o'clock because the days are getting shorter, so we will have inshallah enough time, and we will start at 7 o'clock. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khairan.
Jazakallah.
Wa iyyakum.